This platform is created to share life stories. We believe that each one of us has lived experiences which are worth sharing and passing it on to others. In our life, when we reflect back on some important incidents that changed us, or that shook us, or that left us with a deep sorrow, and when we come onto this platform and reflect on those incidents, we not just look back our life, we also look back on those incidents to derive what went right and what could have been done better. Through those learnings and through those experiences, we share with the community. And in this platform, the listeners pledge not to judge anyone from the incidents that they are going to hear, imbibe empathy, and take an opportunity to reflect back on their own life when the speaker is speaking. The speaker has a few rules, which is the speech is to be between 10 to 20 minutes. The incidents narrated are to be from their own life and true to their life. And 1/3 of the time that they are going to speak is going to be about the learnings that they derived from one or more incidents that they share. As soon as the speech finishes, we go on to the listeners. Now, there are a couple of rules for listeners as well. As already stated, listeners do not judge the person from the life incidents shared. However, they reflect back, and at the time of reflection, they get 2 minutes time. At the end of 2 minutes, they get to see this banner. When it is there on your screen, you would know that it is time to now wind up. You have another 15 to 20 seconds to wind up. And this also includes the time wherein you have any question to the speaker, you can ask, and when the speaker replies back, everything in total is 2 to 2.5 minutes. So these are the two important rules so that most of us get time to reflect and will listen to the whole life experience carefully and reflect back on our life as well. So this is the whole concept behind the platform. And now let's come to the speaker for tonight. Our speaker for tonight is Monika, and she delivers her life experience today in the meeting number 27. Monika is a fashion designer, an entrepreneur, a blogger, a dancer, loves photography, books, travel, journaling. Now, these are many things rolled up in one person that you see on your screen. And I'm sure she's not going to disappoint you, because whenever she has been here as a listener, Monika has had amazing insights into the life stories of people, as well as reflecting back in her own life. So let us put our hands together on this virtual platform to welcome the speaker for tonight, Monika. The stage is yours.
Okay, hello. So before I start my story, I just want everyone to remember the song from Highway, music by A.R. Rahman, O Jugniyo Pataka Guddiyo. मौला तेरा माली ओ हरियाली जंगल वाली तू दे हर गाली पे ताली उसकी कदम कदम पे रखवाली एवे लोक लाग की सोच सोच के क्यों है आफत डाली तूले नाम रब का अली अली अली. So I think somehow this song depicts a lot about me. So now I'm going to start. So I have already set the mood for my story with this song. Yeah. So hello, I'm Monika Mathuria, and so you are listening a story about a girl who was super crazy, weirdly creative, and dreamy, and extremely naughty, and who used to think that world is a lovely place and everyone is here to help and spread their kindness. And this younger self of me used to think that she is God's favorite child. I don't know from where this came, but it was always there in my mind. I remember I had a fight with my siblings, and I think my mother slapped me or scolded me. I cried and went towards my favorite almirah, where I have placed Jesus Christ book and a Ganesha's sculpture. I used to believe I was a Christian in my old birth. I don't know why. And used to think that uh, I'm here to bless this Marwadi family, and I'm sure I was a Christian in my old birth. So I went and cried and said to my Almira, and I was speaking to my deities that, oh God, please forgive these people as they don't know what they are doing. Please forgive them. Uh, and to my surprise, my family members were listening and obviously everything, and they laughed their ass off. Of course, they still tease me about that, and I'm embarrassed. So, in the start, I was good in academics, but extremely good in dance. I was a best dancer from my school, and I was really good in extracurricular activities. But slowly, my marks were going down, and I was continuously teased that look at your friends. Sharma ji ka beta ji is doing so good in life, and what you are doing. Look at your brother and sister. They are doing so good in studies. I used to say, मेरी ना कार्ड्स की फैक्ट्री होगी, and फिर देखना पूरी दुनिया मेरे डिजाइन्स खरीदेगी. I used to blabber a lot. Yeah. Then my father used to say, definitely, पक्का ऐसा ही होगा, and I will manage a shop or a cart outside your factory because people must be having a headache after listening your so many stories and theories. I used to get pissed and used to visit garden and used to collect marbles. And you know what? My bag, school bag was always full of stones. And I used to name each and every stone. Gippa, Gippy, Gippu, Gippad. And every Sunday my bag was checked. And there was one stick, marbles. I was always a dreamy child. Of course, my family used to laugh on me on and I used to laugh on them that maybe these people even don't know the magic of these stones. So you can assume I was unreal in this world. And I used to participate in many contests and used to tell everyone in my family that please arrange XYZ stuff because tomorrow is my fancy dress competition and I have to participate. And I always used to do very late in the evenings so that my family eventually is going to help me out for that. And my mother one day said, okay, this is your last fancy dress and your last dance competition. Then you are going to focus on your studies. I was like, okay, I'll do the same. But I did exactly ulta. I did exactly opposite of that. After 2 days, I was waiting for my auto to come and was wearing a blouse underneath my shirt. And my mother gave me lemon water in the morning to drink. And I was like, okay, I just have to pack my lehenga and bangles. But somehow my mother saw that blouse and I got scared that she is going to scold me for that. But uh, but just on time my auto came and I just ran off to participate and just to visit my school. So I was saved. I came back home with the trophy, but I don't want to describe my mother's behavior and scolding which I was welcomed. So everything was going quite good till that time, but around 8th or ninth, my world totally changed. Around 8th, uh, I would like to take a pause. Yeah. Yes. In the ninth, I got supplementary in maths. I used to hate my math subject. I was like, why even in this world people are um, entertaining maths? And imagine my brother was really good in maths, and he took me to his favorite teacher that please teach her maths. And he was like, your brother is so good in maths, what are you doing, you failed? And I was like, I just wanted to run away, but I couldn't, because मुझे pass भी होना था. So somehow I managed to clear that exam. I got, I think, 33 and a half somehow. And then I was really going down, like with mentally and even I was not in the right state. I would like to say that why this is happening. I don't know what I'm even doing till 10th, and in 10th I got only 48% marks. I just passed, and I was not at all sure about my future, that where I'm going. So I just okay, yeah. So then my neighbor suggested about fine arts. I visited that school. Girl used to sit on the carpet. I was really shocked that really there are no benches. But then there I found my the best friends. Like in the KV, I used to hate my KV and CBSE board, but then I changed my board to Rajasthan board, and I found the one of the best friends. They used to encourage me about my dancing, even my studies and everything. And in the first unit test, somehow because of that confidence, I topped. I told my father that, Papa, I came first. And his reaction was, गलती से हो गया होगा, शायद अंधों में काने राजा वाली बात हो गई होगी. So nobody believed in me. But my class teacher believed in me, and she said, listen, child, you are a very good person and you have to come in the merit list, so start preparing. And I was thinking, why she's believing me? I haven't done anything exciting. I don't know what she's seeing me, but I started believing in her that okay, maybe I can conquer this. And from that day, my power and self assurance started coming back. And I imagined, okay, let's try this. And oh man, I worked my ass off for that merit list. And I was waiting for my results to come, but my cousin wedding came in between, and we went to a village to attend my cousin's wedding. I was taking a shower in the bathroom, and my mother banged the door. Pinky, you have topped in the merit list, and you are a gold medalist, and your uncle is distributing sweets in the village because he saw your name in the newspaper. And so many awards I got after that: 26 January, 15 August, in my colony, in community, in city, even state. Even I got scholarship, which was definitely peanuts. I started crying in the washroom with laughter. Oh man, this is something unusual happening. And what was my percentage? It was 84%. So in the 10th, I got 48%, and in the 12th, only because of the encouragement from my teachers, I got 84. It was just opposite of that. The numbers exchanged. I was waiting for my dad to attend the wedding, and I was wearing a lehenga, standing on the stage near my cousin. I still remember my dad came and said, and wished my cousin first, and said, oh, wait, please, let me just meet my champion girl first. And he picked me in her arms. I still remember I was on cloud nine. What a memory. And from that, I started believing in me and in God's magic. I started attracting law of attraction. And in the 12th, I found a girl who used to write journals, but she somehow stopped that doing. she somehow stopped doing that, and I picked that habit. Until now, I'm still writing. This year I'm writing my 20th diary. Then my brother told me about NIFT, that start preparing about that, because NIFT is tough and you have to get through it. And in my mind, I was thinking, how come he's suggesting me this? I'm just a tiny and maybe not that confident girl. But he was like, no, this is the future and you have to conquer this. Because I started believing in me, and थोड़ा थोड़ा मुझ पे खुद पे भी trust आने लगा था. I started preparing for that and I got it. And because I was entering in art school and fashion, I was extremely excited. And my mother was crying that I don't want this youngest child to leave Bikaner. But there, to my surprise, I found my then boyfriend and now husband. We dated for 7 years till we got married. I came to Delhi to amazing. Uh, we got married, and then he made me believe that I am beautiful. I am. I don't need any makeup. I was happy. Wow, अब तो मुझे मेकअप खरीदने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी, बिकॉज तब तक मुझे लगता ही नहीं था कि शायद मैं कभी ब्यूटीफुल भी लग सकती हूँ या फिर मैं प्रिटी भी हूँ. Okay, so story goes ahead. After my marriage, I struggled regarding jobs. I was not able to get any jobs because एक तो थोड़ा सा फिर से कहीं वो जो trust है खुद पे थोड़ा सा कम हो रहा था, and I was not able to cope up with the fast life of Delhi. After struggling for 3 months, I pushed myself and I found job in W, and I started commute, commuting in metros. I learned a lot that people really travel every day for their lives, and I was always observing these people. But to my surprise, after 5 months, I was kicked out of that job. I cried, and again I was going in my shell. But somehow I think I remember my best friend who died in my college times. She came in my dream and she was like, you have to buck up and please gather yourself that you have to be a very good designer in life, because that's my wish. Okay, then again I started thinking about my life and gathered myself. I found a job in chota sa boutique. I started working there, but uh, my ex-boss was not ready to pay me because he was saying, no, your designs are not selling. But then in the market I saw my designs were selling like hotcakes. I understood that he's not ready to give me any money, so we made a batter about that okay, I will create one design for free and will give it to my client. He was like, okay. After that, I started getting my own personal orders. I was doing good. I started giving my boss more work, and his company was running because of me. So that was a totally switched. And then after working there, I was like, no, I need more in my life. And then I worked in Noida for 20 days. And on 21st days, I remember I was crying on the metro station that, oh God, what's happening? I want more in life. And I applied for the jobs on the Saturday. And to my surprise, I got a call on Monday from Anju Modi. She called me, and on Monday, I went for the interview. I still remember her glowing office with full of lights. She greeted me with a handshake, and I could see a halo on her head that my angel today is back. And today, nobody can take this job from me. I did exactly that, and I really aced that interview. I went home in the auto, and I got a call from Anju Modi that yes, you can join from tomorrow. And along with working with Anju Modi, I met Deepika Padukone while working on Bajirao Mastani. Let me just remind you about that I wrote in my diary just before I wrote in my diary एक साल पहले ही that I want to work with Anju Modi, and this is in my wish list, and I am going to work for Deepika Padukone. And it was happening exactly like that. I was shocked how come this can happen. And by God's grace, I not even met Deepika Padukone. I spent my full day with her. Those were my best and extremely beautiful memories. After this, my hunger got bigger. We shifted to Mumbai. I joined Manish Malhotra, but I used to travel 4 to 5 hours daily in locals. And I promised myself that I'm not going to crib anything in life, as this is my last job. And after this, I am going to launch my own brand, and I'm here only to earn money and save it for my fashion label. I did exactly that. And after 1.5 years in Noida, last year, November, I'm making clothes, and I'm really happy that I'm able to create new stuff for my clients, and I'm doing everything with passion. Along with that, I can sleep with a proper sukoon. I'm learning photography. I'm learning photography. I'm still doing that. God has been very kind to me. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Monica, for that amazing life journey that you just shared. And I hope I'm audible. I'm not sure if someone can unmute and
Yes, yes,
all right.
yes.
Okay. That was a wonderful life journey. And thank you so much for opening your heart out with us about that such an interesting journey you took us through. And I really loved the name that you gave to your stones, Gippy, Gippo, Gippy, or Gippa, Gippy, Gippo. That was interesting. And that was really interesting. So, and that story is, of course, of courage and self belief. There were so many incidents in your life which remind me of my own life, wherein I was full of self doubt when I was appearing for engineering entrance exams. And as it is so very tough in India to crack those exams, so, and probably less than 1% get to go to the best of the colleges. However, there is so much of pressure that everyone dreams of it. And when you don't get there, probably there is an element of self doubt. However, I could so surely reflect on when you said that when you moved back to college, probably to the school wherein your teacher pushed you and had a belief in you, and which led to a belief in yourself, is something that I can totally relate to my own life when I was in college. Now, let us move on to the reflections part. And on that note, let me call upon the first person to reflect. That would, of course, be the person who has joined us for the first time, and it's going to be Prelissa. And before I do that, I want to also put forward a disclaimer. Now, if you heard the story from Monica carefully, she had a lot of incidents wherein she quoted her family members, brothers, sisters, and all of you whom you know, who you don't know, that her family members are right now present, and they were having a laugh on all those incidents when she was narrating. So Rakesh is Monica's brother, and Suman is her sister, and we also have Monica's husband as well. So yeah, I am sure that everyone like was able to relate to that particular story, and now they know what was going inside her and how foolish she thought they were when she was asking for Jesus to forgive them. So I hope like Jesus has forgiven them. On that note, let's have Prilissa. You can unmute and come in. You have 2 minutes to reflect on the story that you just heard.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much more, Monika, for sharing that story. Like the way you shared, I was looking at your expressions, like from the moment you shared, and then you were so happy at that point of time, like the vibe I was getting, the energy I was getting, and I could like relate to the same energy, same vibe that I once got. And then maybe at this point of time, I'm losing the self belief that you said. And this story is one push
Oh,
for me to to start believing in myself once more. And then like how miracles happen in your life, like how everything was moving so quickly, and then you were adapting to everything that was going on, and then you had a dream list and everything that was there. I could totally relate to that, and now this story is has given me a push to start believing in myself. So thank you so much for that.
thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Prilissa. And on that note, Abhishek has something urgent to catch up. So before I call up Abhishek, let's switch on our cameras to have a photograph. A bit of change. We'll have a photograph now. So let's put on our cameras and let us give our best pose. And on the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. All right, wonderful. So Abhishek, the stage is yours for the next 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mudit. Monica, perfect, absolutely great story. And as Mudit said, it's a story of courage and self-belief. I absolutely loved that incident from your story, that how you switched from 48% to 84% with your efforts, with your self belief, and with just a few words of encouragement from your teacher. So I had a similar incident in my family at this, of course, at the same level. I was undergoing coaching for all these entrance exams, engineering entrance exams. And one of my professors, whom I used to go for physics classes, he told my father that he is a really intelligent guy. He can crack IIT exam, all that stuff. So since that day my father had some hopes that okay, he will crack IIT exam. But when the IIT results came, my number was nowhere. So I'm really sorry, my daughter is here. So I am sorry.
Why did you
That's
pick her
totally
up like I?
okay.
So I mean, my number was nowhere. So my dad got really mad. He said that you are not doing anything. You are just roaming around the city on your scooter with your friends all day. You don't study, blah blah blah. And I was really demotivated. So then my mother came up to me that don't just listen to his words. He is just mad because someone gave him some hopes about you. You just believe in yourself, do what you can do to the best of your abilities, but make sure that you don't leave any stone unturned in your efforts, right? And that's what I did. I mean,
Right.
I can see the sadness on his face, and that's when I started putting in all the efforts. And I was lucky enough to crack a good engineering entrance exam and get admission. So, to your story, I think some words of encouragement really do the wonders in your life. Absolutely great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I
Yep.
was I
Over to
was
you, Mudit.
a zero.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. And yes, that was pretty interesting. Like your story is more seems more like a poetry that you start off believing that you are a Christian, and then your marks are like 48 and then 84. It's like getting reversed, and it looks like scripted. And then you get to spend your time with one of the most famous Indian Bollywood actress on your job, wherein I think maybe a year or a couple of years back, you were thrown away from a job and you were feeling really
Yes.
low, and that was like a brilliant trajectory in career that you followed. And
Yes. Yes.
on that note,
I
yeah,
want to add one more thing. When I was thrown from that job, my boss said, you know what? You are made for bigger things in life. You're going to design. Why don't you leave this job? That was his words. और शायद वहीं पे सरस्वती जी बैठ गई थी.
He was right. He was right. On that note, let us have someone who is promoting Caravan in people's dream. So, Simmer, since you didn't join earlier, Vala was narrating that she had a dream of Caravan and wherein she saw you. So that's an indication, like there were a lot of indications in Monika's life story wherein she had a dream of a friend. So that's an indication that you are going to be our speaker 2 weeks down the line. So you are up next to reflect on this topic.
Well, thank you so much. First of all, I'm fortunate enough to be in somebody's dreams. And obviously, I mean, if that's enough to push me for it, I think I'll definitely consider it. And regarding your, Monika's speech that I heard, I mean, first of all, thank you for sharing your beautiful story. Uh, I think what I felt was you probably had this knack of making things happen. You're a queen who makes things happen. So, and you're very passionate about things that you do, whether it was dance earlier or whether it's designing now. So when that's a very potent combination in life, and when willpower and passion get mixed up, and there's nothing to beat it.
Very
Um,
true.
and the other thing is the the fact that encouragement plays such an important part in one's life, especially in the earlier years and when you're an adolescent and when you're growing up, especially from your parents. And this reminds me of a survey. This is a show on Netflix that I was watching that day. It was a survey wherein there was a control group and there was a group was being criticized and the other group was being praised for the same thing that they did. So what turned out to be the results that we were trying to prove this, way encouraged you to really move into, and that was the day I think that really brought a change and transition in your life.
Right, right.
That shows, when you get the right kind of mentors in life, and when it is combined with encouragement, one can do wonders. This is a beautiful story, and I think it's a fact of life, and which should come to it should be narrated, and you've narrated it beautifully. Thank you so
Thank
much for that.
you. Thank you so much, Simar. Thank you.
Thank you, Simmer. And let's have Kritika. She has a meditation class going and probably she's getting late for that. So Kritika, you can unmute and come in with your reflection.
Thank you, Mud. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
All right. So, Monika, first of all, I mean, the first time that I got to know you and I met you, like although it was online, I just got a vibe from you that I mean, I should connect to this person. I don't know why. I
I
just got a
also
vibe.
felt that.
It was this effortless that we connected later on, and that's great. And then as Mudit mentioned, me and all like a poem, all is so amazing on that. Plus, where I resonate, have something in you, and she really believed in you, and then that actually gave you a push that you went ahead with everything. So in my life as well, I've had this mentor when I was like TK, just an average person, just out of college, doesn't know things. And then when he said, Kritika, I see something in you and you're really talented. Just go ahead with whatever you're doing and I believe in you. That actually, when it comes from somebody else and somebody, whom you look up to, it gives you so much encouragement and you
True,
start
true.
actually believing in yourself
Yes.
So that is a beautiful part that you said. And also about journaling. So Monica had previously told me about the journaling thing, and I was completely surprised that she has been journaling since 20 years.
Yes.
And that's when I felt like I should pick up journaling, and now Monica would be keeping me in pushing me
Definitely.
on writing the journal. So I have had a discussion with her, and I'm so thankful to her that she is helping me out with her. So yeah, thank you, and thank you for sharing the story. It was so beautiful.
Thank you so much. I know I just talked a lot. I don't blabbering in between. So I was thinking, I don't know, सब सही जा रहा है, कुछ उल्टा सीधा हो रहा है. And I was choking also. I was like, no, Monica, और अगर गड़बड़ की ना तो बहुत मार पिटेगी. So in between, I just suddenly just omitted some of the bad parts, those were really tough. I was like, no, I should not share them because एक तो टाइम का पता नहीं होता, and in the end मैंने सारे लोगों को हटा दिया that it's okay, let's talk to the blank space, easy होगा. So that was my reaction, and thank you so much. Or definitely journaling is must. I suggest each and everyone to start doing this. It's very important. Yeah. Thank
That's
you.
great. Thank you.
So
Thanks a lot.
actually, I want to share this picture.
Deepika looks really traumatized here.
This was in the lift.
So guys, please allow me to leave. I'll have to catch up with my session.
Yes,
Yes.
sure. Please
Okay,
do.
bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
That was an interesting photograph, and it did look like what did you say, Rajesh? Deepika looked traumatized. So
She said don't upload it online. पहले नहीं जाना चाहिए जब तक song launch होने वाला था, बाजरा मस्ता. तो लिफ्ट में था and she was like okay ठीक है बस ले लो. उसके बाद better pictures मिली थी.
okay, that's interesting. So Rajesh, you are up next for the reflection. Stage is yours.
Hi, Monica. Thank you for sharing this story. And I like how you, in 2 years, you turn your life around. Like one thing I would like to add. You say during the course, at some point, you said that you were a zero, but being a zero is not a negative thing. Zero is the origin of everything. And if you use
Yes.
zero properly, if you add it after a number, it increases its value by 10 times. So that's what you did with your life. You added value to it. You turned your life around. You followed your passion, and you are quite successful right now. And a few things I really liked about it. One thing, you had very specific goals in mind that I will work for Anju Modi. You wrote that, and you threw that wish in the air, and it came back as a reality, and
Yes.
it became truth. So you knew your goals clear cut, which is a very half the better one is when you know what you want to do. Like most of people don't know what they want to do. India में जैसे India में people in India, there's a very funny proverb that in India people first do engineering, then they find out what I have to do in life. So you knew what you want to do, so which was half your battle one, and then you turn it into reality. So that is a very inspiring thing, and thank you for sharing it. Whenever I'll have, like, if my sibling got 48% in 10th, then I will lose all hope in my sibling. But it was totally inspiring, and the great thing is you got friends who encouraged you. That you are lucky that way, because my friends have always spoiled me. So that was a very lucky thing, and it shows the importance of the support system you get. A support, when you have a support system, good friends, good family, and everybody supports you, then how it can completely change you. That yours is a clear cut example of that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much. Definitely, I think in life, everyone needs one person. बस वो चाबी भर दे,
Yes,
फिर उसके बाद अपने आप कॉन्फिडेंस आ जाता है.
एक यू उसको मोमेंटम चाहिए, कोई एक बंदा आपको मोमेंटम दे, then you can be on your own,
Right,
but
right,
somebody has
right.
to believe in you,
Yes,
including
yes,
yourself, obviously.
yes.
Thank you so much, Rajesh. Those were pretty interesting insights, and I truly will like confirm your thought on those 48% marks. If someone close to you gets that, because we are so much like raised up in an environment which is so competitive that you absolutely write off that person as a kid that okay, you are worthless when you're getting so less in class 10th. That's just a myth that we have created around ourselves. And Monica is example, a person who broke away from that myth. On that note, I would like to call someone who's very up and close to Monica, Vijay. Now, this is your time to reflect on the story you just heard.
Everyone. Yes, Monica, Pinky, nicely said. I know you a little bit. You missed a few things, I think, from your life. Few favorite things.
काफी बहुत लंबा हो जा रहा था.
Okay, I will add up everything. Some things like I like few things like when you are doing what you like, even people surrounding you are not liking it, you are continuing to do that. That was fantastic. That encouragement part, when you said that with a small encouragement, everything turns upside down. I like to share one thing. Like as I was on a ship, I joined on a ship. I saw a junior most officer, junior engineer, we call it. It was quite depressed. Then I asked him, "What is the status?" He didn't know anything, no knowledge. The last 2 months he was there. Then I asked him, okay, he was a little bit depressed. Then okay, I'll train you. A little bit motivated, encouraged him. I think within a span of 40 days, 40 days, the things turns upside down. He was one of the best, even senior officers. He was better than them. So, like, still today he appreciates me, sir. You did a lot for me. And till today, he's like one of the best engineers I found it. So, little encouragement, actually changes a lot of things. You were the one person who was always chasing your dream. Okay, you were good in dancing, good in art. Everyone knew that. But best part that what you wanted in life, and you're doing that. You know the Three Idiots, remember the movie? जो काम वही काम करो जिसमें मजा आता
दिल
है.
से.
That is the best part. Like that is the best part of your life. Many people misses that.
Yeah.
Laughter and humor, you missed out. You never said about. You always make fun. You are a very laughable person, correct? Am I right now?
Yes, yes.
And one of the punchline you missed, you like to enjoy every moment of your life.
Yes.
Correct? You have
Yes.
said that line in your that speech because Pinky is like that girl, loves to enjoy every single moment of life. And I try to follow her every moment, every small birthday, every anniversary, every like on my ship, if any junior most any XYZ person birthday is there. Okay, I will call everyone. Okay, let's have a slight celebration. Why to miss that point? Miss that day at home also. So that is one thing I like. Okay, Bollywood movies that you like it and you always quote it. You are a very positive person. I always feel you are a very positive person. Whenever I saw you, in difficult situations, working in a small job in Jaipur, but always motivated, always looking at the bigger goal. It was fantastic. Living every moment of life, that was the best thing for me. Okay, nicely said. Nice story. Bye, Pinky. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vijay, for adding up those things which were missed by Monica, as well as like you already knew most part of the story. But I wanted to just check up quickly with you. Like, did you know that you are getting married to a Christian?
No.
Well,
I
now
used to
now you
take
know
my
that.
family members. I want to add, I used to take my all the family members in my childhood days कि चलो Christmas आ रहा है, and सारे church में खड़े हो जाते थे. They used to stand and see कि आगे करना क्या है, ये लेके तो आ गई है. But I was like, नहीं, I have to attend this Christmas and everything. So that was really for me it was very crazy, maybe very weird for my family कि क्या हो रहा है ये.
Uh, I have a quick question to Monica on that. Like, do you still believe that you are a Christian? And on that note, like, yeah, do you still believe? And on that note, like, do you still pray to Jesus that he should forget your husband for all the sins that he's committing against you?
uh, I think now I have started believing in all kind of religions because I'm Marwadi, he's Punjabi. I studied in Kolkata, learned Bengali. I worked in Gujarat, and I have been visited Bangalore. So now I see every culture is amazing. We should learn about everything, and somehow Indian culture is amazing. It's beautiful. We should learn more and more languages. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. And Vala is like, what? Are they promoting Indian culture on this platform? So on that happy note, we also have your daughter, I think, here in the frame. And let us move on to Shivangi. Yeah, Shivangi has had her camera switched off, and maybe she would like to come in.
So yes, Monica, you are beautiful. You look cute. You are a good orator. You are a good storyteller, and I am highly impressed with your story. I don't have much
Did we
input on
lose?
how you reacted. I really loved the way you reacted. You took every situation which came to you and your thought process, and especially I too believe in power of declaration writing and making goals. And as you said, I was not amused that it happened to you in a year because it
Yes.
is powerful. And yes, सच्चे दिल से चाहा आपने और हुआ तो होना ही है. All the best for whatever dreams you have further, and I really want to get connected to you in person because you are very inspiring for me.
Thank you so much. Means a lot.
Thank you so much, Shivangi. And now that reminds me, I would like to call upon a person whose name I should be careful in pronouncing. So here is my go. Ahlan wasalan, voila. The stage is yours.
You still did not get my name correctly, but you got ahlan wa sahlan. You got it.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was such an incredible speech. I did not realize that I'm going to enjoy every single word of it that much. It was beautiful, and the fact that you met Deepika, I just learned about Deepika like 2 months ago since I started watching Indian movies, and she's very popular and very nice as well. Your speech is very inspirational. My thing is, in high school I was a 0. What made me become something or get a high grade in the last year was not motivation, but was words of kind of people that were trying to push me down. My family was very supportive, but my friends weren't. So my friends told me like, I thought you were smart enough to join the scientific or science. We have to, what do I call it? So we have two systems in Egypt, yeah, or streams, yeah. So we have the science section and the literary one. So I joined the literary one, and people were like, I thought you were smart enough to join the other one. Oh, you're not gonna even go to education faculty, which is like a very low faculty in Egypt. And so that motivated me. So it was not the encouragement, but it was these words that motivated me to actually study and get somewhere. But my question for you is, do I have to be something very big and to achieve something very big in order for people to respect me as a human being?
Uh, Sorry, can I? Can you repeat the question?
Sure. So people always encourage us to be someone in life, to be different, to achieve something big. Do I have to do that in order for people to respect me as a human being? Can I just be me? Can I be anyone? Can I be nothing?
Right. I would love to answer about that. See, like after leaving Manish Malhotra, I was still exploring about myself. I was like, let me just fill myself with more love. Let me take out more from me. Like, I love dancing. I saw so many videos. I saw so many TED Talks. I learned photography. I started doing videography, and I started exploring myself. And in between, people used to say, what are you doing? Are you doing any job? Then I just used to say, I'm doing X and X things. Then in between, I realized I don't have to answer everyone, and I don't have to be loved by each and everyone. That is totally okay. I just have to be confident in my own soul, my own body. Like generally, women's are always criticized about some of the time because of their hair, weight, and I don't know, so many things. I think we don't need makeup. We don't need X and Y things. We are already so good souls. We just have to work on our thinking, and I think we should connect more encouraging people, and we should give more love, and it's definitely going to come back to you. I believe in this. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your message.
I would like to add a few things. Like Wale, your question was how to get people's respect, right?
Yeah, one way or another.
Yeah. So basically, how to get respect? There's as per my experience, first thing is all respect always comes back. Like you have to give people respect, then they will respect you. So
Right.
like when I started working, then there was a problem of union. They used to be very what can I say? They arrogant. They didn't like new young officers because I was 24 and they were almost in their 40s, 50s. So didn't like a young guy ordering them to do stuff. So what I started doing is first thing I started respecting them. I used to like in India you use three. There are three steps. You can call someone tu. You can call someone tum. You can call someone aap. Aap is the most respectful pronoun for us. So I was probably the only guy in that plant or who talks, who calls everybody up, even the truck drivers or sweepers, everybody. I respect everybody, and eventually they all start respecting you. So respect is a mutual thing. Secondly, you have to be very, you have to just do your job honestly. You have to just do your job dedicated. If you are dedicated to your job, you are doing it honestly, and when people see you as an example, then they will start respecting. So these are my two suggestions that respect
Thanks
them
a
and they will
lot.
respect you, and be right in your do your job properly, honestly.
Yeah.
Then people will lead. You will lead as an example, and people will respect you.
Wow. Thank you a lot for your take. I also believe that we need to learn to respect everyone despite their achievements, because we have kids that are not very blessed in
Good.
schools, and so people don't respect them because they don't achieve a high faculty or high jobs and stuff, but they're still people and we still have to respect them. Thank you all for your takes, and thanks for your speech, Monica, and back to you, Mother.
Thank you so much, Rajesh, for jumping in to answer the question, as well as thank you, Vala, for that interesting insight. And on that note, we have come to the end of this meeting because it's already 8:05, and if at all we can give 30 seconds to the people who are left out, I would love to. So, Suman, the stage is yours for next 30 seconds about the story that you just heard, about the laughter that you just had. You have next 30 seconds.
Hello, Mudir, and thanks to Monica. I know all stories of Monica, which she tells or which she doesn't. One story I remember is when she was in first class or maybe second class. She tell us in the 8 p.m. night that I am going to participate in fancy dress and you have to bring dress for me. At that time, my father was not there with us. He was posted in some other city. So I was the only driver at that time. Then I'm me and my mom and Monica. We sit on a moped at that time. No scooty, no bike was there, only moped, which my father always told us the bakri. So we go to market at 8 p.m. and market is closing at that time. But we anyhow managed the dress, and when we came back, whole night I'll sit and made that wings and crown and that magic went for her. Next day she was ready for the fancy dress competition and she came first. So these are the kinds of stories she had. And one more incident I remember. She participated in a badminton sports competition. Badminton competition for the badminton, and she doesn't even know how to hold a racket. But anyhow, she just jump, and she was that kind of a girl. So she believe in herself. She is self-motivating, and she always in a fantasy land, always on somewhere else. But nowadays she is she is on fantasy land, but her legs are always grounded. She know where to start and how she can do and what she is going to do and how. When I started baking and cooking, when I go to Bombay, she used to bring me anything, any restaurant, so many restaurants. She tried me, try this recipe, try this dish. This is very good. You are going to try this, and you have to make that when you go back to your city. So she is so much motivating, and she is amazing. She is, I mean, younger than me 10 years.
Oh.
And she is just like my daughter.
We are best friends.
Now we are best friends.
Aao behan chugli kare.
Thank you so much, Suman, for adding all those
friends,
stories.
And we are always keep on motivating each other. Thanks so much. Thanks, Mudit.
Thank you so much. And that were 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So this brings us to the end, and towards the end, I have just a small quiz for all of you, which is related to the story you just heard. How many of us have heard about Jim Carrey? Just raise of hand. How many of us know Jim Carrey? All
I'm
right.
a huge fan of Jim Carrey.
Perfect. So let me tell you what coincides with what we just heard. Jim Carrey in 1985 wrote himself a $10 million check for acting services rendered, dated 10 years in future, and kept it in his wallet. Call it a coincidence? In November 1995, Carrey found out he was cast in the movie Dumb and Dumber. And you guessed it, the amount for that movie was $10 million. That was quite similar to what Monica did, and that probably is the power of belief and persevering in the dreams and the choices that you make for yourself. On that note, I have a very small quote. Believe in life, believe in your dreams, believe in miracles, believe it's possible, believe in friendship. Believe in peace. Believe in love. Believe in yourself. Thank you so much. Good night and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.